The only difference between me here and me in the pub is I drink more in the pub.
For the last couple of decades, John Casey spent the majority of his waking hours within the depths of this narrow East Village workshop, surrounded by sheets of rubber, pads of ink, and shelves of stamps stacked to the ceiling, talking apparently endlessly to his staff, reporters, walk-ins off 11th Street, and whoever calls the Casey Rubber Stamp store phone.
If you have a printout, make sure it's high resolution, and I interact with people all day long, which is not a good business model, but it's me, so what can you do?
Casey created his first rubber stamp as a child in a print shop in Ireland's County Cork using an old printing block of a coin.
Here I am all these years later, doing something I saw as a kid. It keeps me going.
Casey left his Irish stamping grounds for New York City at 16.
Middle of Flower Power, New York.
Seeking out the machinery to turn rubber into stamps.
There's only 3 of us on the East Coast that uses this stuff anymore.
Casey not only still employs a negative plate mold system that requires 7 hours to turn out a batch of stamps, more modern methods could produce, although Casey argues less durably, in just 15 minutes.
My technique is out of date by about 35 years.
But also prefers designs predating the 1950s.
I like the old-fashioned etched look. They make great stamps.
While John's East Village shop still sees plenty of walk-ins, he relies on his reputation among artists in guidebooks and in online search results for the majority of his business.
I'm on the bucket list of tourists when they come to New York. They tend to know about this place. Of course, they're always surprised to see a small dingy hole in the wall, but that's beside the point.
Casey refuses to create stamps of any governmental or official seal unless it comes directly from the source. He also won't deal with drug dealers.
Every so often we have a kid come in with a heroin bag with a logo on it, wanting to reproduce it.
A woman once contracted Casey Rubber Stamps to produce a stamp of a dead mouse on a sticky trap she drew in art class, with which she planned to create wallpaper.
I still think that's hilarious. That was like the craziest step as far as I can remember that I've made.
But with no interest in retiring.
If I retire, I'm in trouble because I would have nothing to do and I would just go crazy.
Casey plans to make many more crazy stamps for many years. In this digital age that stamped out nearly all of this city's 40-ish rubber stamp manufacturers years ago, and in which Casey endures with his low-tech real rubber offerings and low-tech snip, snip, glue, glue process, thanks to his craftsmanship and reputation for the impressions he leaves behind.
There's something very neat when you can hold something and get an image that's not the same every time.
In the East Village, I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.